Money day, ladies and gentlemen. You're here with Pastor Pips, and I shall be bringing you this week's market outlook. Now, of course, guys, make sure to check out www.litcapital.co.uk and, of course, start your trading career here. With that being done, you know the drill. Let's move straight into the economic calendar. So, of course, first things first, just looking from a glance, we do have quite a lot of pound and dollar news with a sprinkle of euro news in there as well. So let's just click off of that. Now, moving straight into it, we do have a loan prime rate for the yen in China on the early doors of Monday. Moving on to Tuesday, we have German PMI manufacturing for August for euro. And we've got three high impact news of PMI composite manufacturing and services PMI for the pound come Tuesday morning. Later on that day, we do have new home sales for the dollar. Now, Wednesday, we have core durable goods, pending home sales, and the usual crude oil inventory for the dollar. Thursday, we do have German GDP, also business climate index for the euro. Later on that day, we have the ECB monetary policy meeting, followed by the dollar GDP and jobless claims. And last but not least, Friday, we do have core price index coming at 130. So in terms of the week ahead, it's not very high impact news. Of course, there are high impact news, but nothing that really screams, yeah, we could see a major shift in price. However, it looks like from Wednesday onwards, especially if you are trading the indices and a lot of dollar pairs, there will be a lot more movement from Wednesday. Now, that being done, let's move straight over to the charts. Now, of course, guys, this week, in terms of setups that I have for you off of the back, there's not really much. Price kind of just left, in areas where it can go both ways or continue from the week prior. Now, looking at the daily perspective for the DXY, of course, we've been saying this for quite some time, still in an uptrend on the daily there and also on the weekly. It looks like price is set to take out the weekly high. Especially looking at the monthly, it just looks like price wants to potentially fill that wick. Now, an area where I am sort of looking out for is this high here to get taken at 109. What's the high of this price? 109.770 for price to take out this high. Now, looking at the quarterly chart, the dollar could come as high as the foot of this candle, which is around 112.270. Or completely fill the imbalance within this area, which would be 115.540. So yeah, those are the levels to potentially keep an eye out for. However, when I do come down to the lower time frame, we could actually see a little bit of a retracement to around this 4-hour area for price to potentially take out the high. Okay, so if you are trading dollar pairs, make sure you are keeping an eye out for the things that I've mentioned and mark it out on your charts. Now, let's move straight over to the indices. Now, I'm going to start off with US 30 for today. Now, with US 30, was able to catch a pretty decent move on US 30 for price to push down lower. However, looking at the daily, looking at things, we have actually taken out these daily equal highs. So in terms of the pullback, it is warranted and it does make sense. I'm not surprised as to why US 30 started to tail off towards the end of last week. Now, as we can see here on the daily, we do have imbalances here and areas to close off, and also a daily candle where price could potentially give us a bounce off in order for us to push up higher potentially. Also close off the weekly imbalance. It's in and around the same area, so I do quite like US 30 to come down lower. However, we've kind of got to see how the market prints and, of course, what picture that we do get, because I would not be surprised if we actually do see a bounce from this 1-hour area. Okay, we see a bounce from this 1-hour area to actually push up higher and close off this 4-hour gap here. Okay, that's what I would potentially be anticipating also. Let's move on. Now, similar scenario with the S&P. We still do have this 4-hour bit of imbalance sitting right here. Where is it? Yeah, we do have this 4-hour imbalance sitting right here where price can actually give us the reaction from, and also a 4-hour candle where price can actually give us the push up from, which we have currently tapped into. However, looking at the daily time frame, We have the same picture, the same setup. We have taken out these equal highs to the left. And I would like to see price come down lower, especially looking at the daily picture. If we can actually push down and come into this daily zone here, I would be anticipating quite a push to the upside, which would give us an easy enough target for price to take out the previous daily high. Same thing on the weekly as well, just to push down lower to then potentially push up higher. Looking on the monthly perspective, on the monthly, we are still bearish, even though, of course, we have been in a bit of an uptrend. I say a bit of an uptrend, but quite an uptrend, especially on the daily time frame. Let's not neglect what the higher time frames are telling us, especially the monthly. Weekly has now broken bullish with price taking out this lower high. We could actually see price even pull back all the way to discounted prices for us to then potentially push up higher. However, the monthly is still showing me bearish price action, so I will not be surprised if we actually do come down lower. We may not necessarily break this low, but like I said, in the weekly, we may actually come down to around 3,900 first. Cool. With the NAS, similar thing, of course, because they do all move in tandem. However, the picture can change from time to time. With the NAS 100, we've actually seen price push up into a nice key area for some shorts, which was why I did anticipate this sell-off happening on the 1 hour time frame, I do believe. And it was quite a nice move to the downside. We've actually taken out these lows and also taken out these lows. Now, the interesting thing is the Nasdaq's daily picture is actually at the daily zone, or getting close. No, yeah, it's tapped the daily zone where I would actually anticipate this potentially taking out its daily high. So US 30, S&P, they are lining up. However, Nasdaq seems, the picture on the Nasdaq seems to have progressed a little bit more than the rest. However, of course, let's just make sure we're paying attention and taking our time when it comes to these setups. And, furthermore, there's nothing that tells us or doesn't, say to us that price can't dip further into this 4 hour imbalance here in order for us to see price accumulate a certain picture in order for us to go long. Yeah, guys, that is all from me this week. Like I said, quite a short one due to the fact that there's not a lot of setups. But with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out www.litcapital.co.uk. You know the vibes, it's lit side. And remember, every day is money day. Peace.